Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here, and we on the episode where we're going to do the first player draft. Now we are picking last at 27th. We had 2 or 3 other teams that actually went and took a qualified player. But looking at this, we really need some starting pitching, although it says we're balanced at the position. The thing is, Lester is 33, Arrieta's 31, and Lackey is 38. And other than that, we don't really have a fifth pitcher we can rely on between Anderson. Hendricks will be 27 this season, so we'll look at some of the starting pitchers. And I like some of the younger guys at 18. Chad Crow. Looking at that guy, he looks like a decent. He's going to start around a 65 overall. He's not going to be an overpowering pitcher. The thing is, he has decent control. We will take him. So going into the compensatory picks, we actually have one because of Dexter Fowler being taken by the Cardinals. So we get the Cardinals pick here. So we gave him the qualifying offer, and he left. So that's one of those picks there. As we look at, again, starting pitchers, but we're going to end up taking Eric Sang, the catcher. We aren't going to be going with Montero long term. I mean, he's in his mid to late 30s. Gutierrez is the starter. We could have someone to groom in the future, as we might pick up someone in free agency that might be that gap, as Sang plays kind of like that stopgap later. He will be a guy that takes over. But the biggest thing here is we'll see them as we take Gustavo Sosa, a outfielder. We do have John Jay that's getting older, and I want to put some depth out there and some young players besides Ian Happ. Now here we go with the next pick we have. Remember, we had 2. This is our 4th pick, and just not a lot that we've seen that'll be coming out close. In 2018, we did see Luis Quintero, who's 21, a decent overall start. We do look at Raymond Stockton. He looks like a good guy, but we end up taking Luis Quintero. So as we're looking for shortstops and infielders, we end up taking Castro, who we did take a look at. He looks okay. He's another flyer as we go into round 6. Another big thing. This will be our last pick in the draft. So looking through here, we do have Junior Ortiz, a guy that's been there. He's what's signified by the red ship is that he was left there. He is a guy that was there in the initial scouting. He isn't a blue chip player, someone that's known to be one of the stars in the country. So the biggest thing we're going to look through is we need some relief pitching help. We go with Jonas Madden, and that will be the end of our pick. So we'll look at our rookies here, but first we're going to be looking at who posted some good numbers. As Pena, of course, a vet does that, but Vladimir Gutierrez posted a good one. And outfield, John Andrali had a decent month as well. DJ Wilson had another hot bat, but he's down at AA. Eddie Butler, a guy I've been looking at, we put him up in AAA, but he's struggling, along with Daniel Muscos as well. We might look to move them, but here's our draft picks. Chad Crow, other than his walks, he looks like a guy that we can groom for the future. As we look at Eric Sang, the catcher, a potential 73 overall. Good power. He's going to be a good defender once we get that up. And I think these two will be a long stay in this organization. Gustavo Sosa, a center fielder. Good contact. He's fast. Potential leadoff guy. Raymond Stockton, who we did get a starting pitcher. Not big on that. Maybe a minor league guy. Luis Quintero, another guy that we might groom as a long relief role. Andres Castro at shortstop, just a speedy guy. We'll have to see how he develops. He won't see the major till his late 20s. And Jonas Madden looks all right, but he is going to be a relief pitcher. So we're going to look at some trades here. We do trade Matt Cesar and Victor Carantini to Boston for Ronel Rodales here. Starting pitcher, he's young. He can be groomed 63 overall, B potential. And looking at his stats, they are going up. We need to groom him in a long role, but that being the 50s is good base, and being 19 overall. And I'm just not high on Serger or Carantini after we picked up Eric Sang. So looking at a couple other trades to try to get younger on the team. We look at Durian Floro and Jose Paulino. We go ahead and trade them. Possibly looking at Austin Franklin here, starting pitcher, B overall, 57. But we end up taking that one. And we're going to empty Jamil Weeks and Brian Doising. Doising is a guy that's getting a couple million, and he's down the minors. They're both in their 30s. And we're going to look at the Astros here, getting Farrell and Perez, two young pitchers that we can get something in the bullpen, possibly groom them for later. So looking at the lineups, this is what they look at right now. We ended up calling up Happ after we emptied a couple of those guys that were on the 25-man roster. The biggest one being Scherzer, I think it was on the roster. We go ahead and empty him. So Happ, we'll see him in the next episode. And that will be it for this one, as I will see you guys next time. Later.